But to finish this part of the discourse, which I intend for as complete an epitome of ancient prudence, and in that of the whole art of the politics, as I am able to frame in so short a time. The two first orders, that is to say, the Senate and the people, are legislative, whereunto answers that part of this science which by politicians is entitled de legibus, or of laws. And the third order is executive, to which answers that part of the same science which is styled de judiciis, or of the frame and course of courts or judicatories. A word unto each of these will be necessary. And firstly, for laws, they are either ecclesiastical or civil, such as concern religion or government. Laws ecclesiastical, or such as concern religion, according unto the universal course of ancient prudence, are in the power of the magistrate, according unto the common practice of modern prudence since the papacy torn out of his hands. But as a government pretending unto the liberty and suppressing the liberty of conscience, which, because religion, not according to a man's conscience, can, as to him, be none at all, is the main, must be a contradiction. So a man that pleading for the liberty of private conscience refuseth liberty unto the national conscience must be absurd. A commonwealth is nothing else but the national conscience. And if the conviction of a man's private conscience produce his private religion, and the conviction of the national conscience must produce a national religion. Whether this be well reasoned, as also whether these two may stand together, will best be shown by the examples of the ancient commonwealths taken in their order. In that of Israel, the government of the national religion appertained not unto the priests and Levites, otherwise than as they happened to be of the Sanhedrim or Senate, to which they had no right at all, but by election. It is in this capacity, therefore, that the people are commanded unto pain of death, to hearken unto them, and to do according unto the sentence of the law which they should teach. But in Israel the law ecclesiastical and civil was the same. Therefore the Sanhedrim, having the power of one, had the power of both. But as the national religion appertained unto the jurisdiction of the Sanhedrim, so the liberty of conscience appertained from the same date and by the same right unto the prophets and their disciples, as where it is said, I will raise up a prophet, and whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. The words relate unto prophetic right, which was above all the orders of this commonwealth, whence Elijah not only refused to obey the king, but destroyed his messengers with fire. And whereas it was not lawful by the national religion to sacrifice in any other place than the temple, a prophet was his own temple, and might sacrifice where he could, as Elijah did in Mount Carmel. By this right, John the Baptist and his Savior, unto whom it more particularly related, had their disciples, and taught the people, whence it derived our present right of gathered congregations. Wherefore the Christian religion grew up according unto the orders of the commonwealth of Israel, and not against them. Nor was liberty of conscience infringed by this government till the civil liberty of the same was lost, as under Herod, Pilate, and Tiberius, a three-piled tyranny. To proceed, Athens preserved her religion by the testimony of Paul with great superstition. If Alcibiades, that athetical fellow, had not showed them a pair of heels, they had shaven off his head for shaving their mercuries, and making their gods look ridiculously upon them without beards. Nevertheless, if Paul reasoned with them, they loved news, for which he was the more welcome, and if he converted Dionysius the Areopagite, that it is one of the senators, there followed neither any hurt unto him nor loss of honor to Dionysius. And after Rome, and for Rome, if Cicero, in his most excellent book De Natura Deorum, overthrew the national religion of that commonwealth, he was never the farther from being consul. But there is a meanness and poorness in modern prudence, not only unto the damage of civil government, but of religion itself. For to make a man in matter of religion, which admitteth not of sensible demonstration, jurare in verba magistri, engaged to believe not otherwise, no otherwise than is believed by my Lord Bishop or Goodman Presbyter, is a pedantism that hath made the sword to be a rod in the hands of schoolmasters, by which means, whereas Christian religion is the farthest of any from countenancing war, there never was a war of religion but since Christianity, for which we are beholding unto the Pope, for the Pope not giving liberty of conscience unto the princes and commonwealths, they cannot give that unto their subjects which they have not. Whence both princes and subjects, either through his instigation or disputes among themselves, have introduced that execrable custom, never known in the world before, of fighting for religion and denying the magistrate to have any jurisdiction over it. Whereas the magistrate, losing the power of religion, loseth the liberty of conscience, which in that case hath nothing to protect it. But if the people be otherwise taught, it concerns them to look about, and distinguish between the shrieking and lapwing and the voice of the turtle.